During an eclipse, what is actually going on energetically? And back in Lemurian times, how did we think about eclipses? How did we experience them? Aloha, I'm David. Thanks for being here. There's a lunar eclipse coming up at the time of this recording in about a week or so, and my guides were suggesting that I share a few things about eclipses, especially for those of you connected with Lemuria. Now, we have to start in a very basic place and just remind ourselves that everything is made of energy, right? It can look physical, it can look solid or not having any motion whatsoever, but everything in the universe is made of energy, whether we can see it or not. And there are waves of energy, all different kinds of energy passing through the earth plane at any given time. It could be solar wind, gamma rays, moonlight. It could be the mass consciousness of fear in certain sections of humanity. So there are all sorts of energies flowing through our experience at all times. And when eclipses happen, they tend to kind of interrupt those flows of energy. Whatever's going on, it just seems to kind of shake things up a bit. So in general, that's what happens when we have a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse. Now, in Lemurian times, we were much more aware energetically. We existed a higher dimension. We communicated telepathically. We didn't have such heavy and thick veils over our conscious awareness. And so we interacted with the world around us and with non-physical energy much more easily than we can today. And with any kind of event, such as an eclipse or a star alignment, we were aware of that. We were aware of that alignment. We were aware of that eclipse energetically, intuitively, even if we couldn't physically see it on our side of the planet. We could still feel that an eclipse was going on. We could still feel the alignment of certain planets. And we were aware of activity on the sun's surface, both when something happened and then when the result of that, say, explosion or CME, when that energy actually hit the earth physically. So we were very aware of these cosmic events. Now, when it comes to partial eclipses, such as a partial solar or partial lunar eclipse, the effect of that eclipse is simply just kind of stirring things up. Life tends to flow, life happens in cycles and rhythms, and eclipses just tend to kind of take a spoon and stir up the energies. That's what happens in general. But a full eclipse, that's something special. And here's what my guides were sharing with me about how we thought about and experienced eclipses during Lemurian times. We'll start with a solar eclipse. With a full solar eclipse, the energetic effect of a solar eclipse was like hitting reset on your computer. You know, sometimes on your computer or your phone, it starts to act a little squirrely or downright freezes, and you have to shut it down and reboot it. Well, a full-on solar eclipse is like an energetic reboot for the Earth plane and for everybody who's living here, you and me, everything else. It's like an energetic reboot that happens, and it's essential to the ongoing process of things. It's an integral part of evolution. However, it can be uncomfortable sometimes. So just being aware of that, it's like just a reset. Now, a lunar eclipse, that's a little bit more interesting. A lunar eclipse doesn't provide total darkness, right? They sometimes call it a blood moon, which it doesn't have anything to do with blood. Just it's another example of humans trying to be a little too dramatic. What happens is when the moon passes in the complete shadow of the Earth, there's certain frequencies of light that refract around the edges of the Earth, and what ends up hitting the moon's surface are reddish frequencies of light. And so it has this kind of rusty, reddish, grayish coloring. It's not completely dark. The theme or the overarching process that goes on during a full lunar eclipse is one of revelation. Now, a full lunar eclipse is a very special event. In general, moonlight allows things to be seen in a different light. So when we look at things under the full moon light or we meditate under the full moon, the energy of that occurrence allows us to see things differently, both literally and figuratively. Moonlight reveals things in a new light. During a full eclipse, where you're just getting a few frequencies of reddish light hitting the moon's surface, it's a special case. It's a rare occurrence to see things in a completely different perspective. And the theme that usually accompanies a full lunar eclipse is one of revelation, that not only do you get to see things differently about yourself, your life, the universe, certain information or certain insights are revealed to you if you're open to receive. So that's generally the themes behind a full solar and a full lunar eclipse. And this is the awareness we had back in Lemurian times. So, as I said, at the time of this recording, there's a full lunar eclipse coming up in about a week. And in Lemurian Circle, we're going to take advantage of that rare energetic opportunity. And we're going to go out and seek out some revelations about ourselves or our lives or about metaphysics, whatever it is that we're ready to receive. If you haven't heard of Lemurian Circle, it's a membership group. I started it early on in the pandemic, and we meet every month online. It's a chance for you to get together with Lemurian sisters and brothers online. It's a very safe and loving space. We get to bask in Lemurian energy for about an hour. There's always a special topic, and there's always a guided meditation. So down in the description, you'll find a link so you can join the Lemurian Circle. And hopefully, the next time you experience an eclipse, you'll have a little bit more awareness about how you experience these during Lemurian times. And if it's a full solar or a full lunar eclipse, strap in your seatbelt and get ready to receive some new information, new energy, and restart your path at a higher level. Until next time, I send you my love and bright blessings from Lemuria. Aloha.